Hello, hello, 10:26 a.m. morning time, Saturday, April 5th, 2025. Short video update and Mark Kulak, Houstonic.live. And I just wanted to go over the situation regarding this 280 series that I started over the past week. And in the 280 series, as you know, it was supposed to be simple, right? I was supposed to be able to work on a project here, and we could listen to it together. The book Germs by Judith Miller, Stephen Engelberg, and William Broad, Biological Weapons in America's Secret War. As I've said, this book is far more relevant in understanding the biological events, terror events of 9/11, the vaccines, and given the fact that this book was published, it was September 7th or September 9th, 2001, I think it's pretty obvious that you get more insights from this book than most of the other conspiratorial post 9/11 books. And what I wanted to highlight was that, as first off, the chapters that are in the audiobook on Audible do not align at all with the chapters in the book. All right, so maybe it's because there's a limit on number of chapters, or they wanted to balance the time out between the chapters. I'm not really sure why that was. But a decision was made to have the audiobook chapters not align with the book chapters. Okay, and I can break it up into videos on my end that correspond to the book chapters, and I made some notes, and that's fine. The other thing I wanted to highlight is that I observed somewhere around chapter 5, I was trying to figure out where the end of the chapter was, and I noticed that the audiobook just skipped a whole big chunk of paragraphs at the end of one of the chapters. And I was like, oh, that's odd. Well, I noticed one was repositioned elsewhere, so I was able to deal with that. But I became aware of the fact that the book was missing a lot of text. I don't know what the ratio was, but I would say maybe 5%, at least of this chapter 5 so far, maybe even 5 to 10% is not in the audiobook. So I have to look at the physical book or the PDF and listen to the audiobook and highlight where that is. So you can see here on iMovie, I've actually been clicking pause, and then I've been doing my own narration of that missing text. Now, I'm not really sure why there were these omissions. Sometimes you can omit text simply to make it more efficient, right? You can communicate an idea in less words. The less words you need, the more direct it is, the better. Some of the details may have been superfluous or unnecessary or irrelevant, but some might have been very relevant and perhaps just aren't preferred to share anymore because of the potentially unexpected events of September 11th, 2001. And the nature of the way the anthrax terror event happened compared to what was being suggested or predicted in the book. I can't say for sure that that's the case so far. But certainly what is missing seems to have, at the very least, been helpful and providing some more details. So what I thought was going to be a very simple project has turned into something that's quite involved. And I apologize that it hasn't gone a little bit faster. I'm going to commit that the final audio, which I will share, broken up into several sections or chapters in this episode 280 series, will closely honor the original September 7th or whatever, September 9th, 2001 book, Germs by Judith Miller. And you'll hear some additional words that I've put into what I'm going to share, noting that when things were added there that are not in the book. Sometimes there's been a few paragraphs that were simply moved. Now, maybe moving a paragraph, like describing someone's background, might have been more effective or appropriate in a different part of the book. I just didn't know that someone could take those liberties in an audiobook. So it's very strange. I don't know what the motive was, if it was simply to make the audiobook more effective, more direct, better flow, or if there was a little bit of a censorship narrative control aspect to it. But that's a stronger accusation at this time. I don't feel comfortable with suggesting that is the case, but it's possible. Anyways, that's just 5 minutes. I just wanted to review what's going on with this, and what you'll probably also will notice is on my platforms, BitChute, Rumble, YouTube, etc., that this videos, the episodes 280, 281, 2 and 3, might get deleted and reposted several times. So far, I've happened at least twice, just on the first two, and it's probably going to happen again. And I'm not doing that to frustrate people or to get cheap views. If you see it reposted, and if you see that little decimal point at the end, go up to version 3 and 4, that means it's different than the previous one. So I'm trying not to unnecessarily do updates, but I think it's necessary to honor the book, because the whole point here is that the most insightful books are the books before the event that didn't go as planned or was unexpected. The books after the event that are, it almost seems impossible to write a historical book, a conspiratorial book, without throwing Lee Harvey Oswald in there somehow, are all, it's a lot of misdirection. And for example, Joshua Lederberg is undoubtedly one of the most important central people in this storyline. He's one of the most important people to know about, to understand all of the fears and the concerns and the threats and the nature of things going into 9/11. And if you think if bioterrorism is a thing, Lederberg worked extensively with William Patrick III of the United States Biowarfare Program. So, and I think I suspect, my gut feeling right now is that we're going to eventually find that these are two good Americans, who are, like we said in yesterday's quote, grown men know the world that they live in, and for the moment, that world is Rome. Just because people have to do unsavory things, that doesn't necessarily mean that they that are bad. This is the world we live in, and there's the stakes here are very serious. We are talking about efforts to subject millions of people, if not billions, to experimental medicine for the purposes of advancing the knowledge of the human genome and even taking control of the evolution of the human species. This is kind of big stuff. This isn't, trying to get a discount on guns. This isn't a sex scandal. This isn't, $1 billion here or $1 billion there. This is all the marbles and the marble machine while you're at it and the marble maker. It's all of it. So that's what we're talking about here, and I think it's going to be very fruitful. And once again, if there's a show out there that somehow has managed to dance around, or a book to not say Joshua Lederberg, just throw it away. Really, it's so much misdirection. You're not even going to get anything out of it. So it's true, and that's why I'm here, and that's why you're here. And if you've been following me, I have no doubt that you are with me and ahead of the curve in almost every way compared to others in trying to understand the nature of the events of 9/11. So there you go. I'm going to keep working on this. I hope to do another live stream later on, perhaps when the rain comes. All right, guys. Thank you. Take care. Hang in there. Keep doing your thing. God bless.